Thank you. All right.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Oh man, Bill O'Reilly getting it started. How you guys doing? Got my late afternoon coffee because I need it. Mondays are a little on the difficult side lately. And it made me want to, I had last week of notes. I'm starting fresh with a new week of notes. And by the end of the week, this should be full if it was eventful. So how you guys doing? Hello. Today we're going to talk customer service and illegal requests. And a lot of you guys that have worked in customer service, you probably know what I'm getting at, especially if you worked in food service or if you're ever a server or waiter or anything like that, or a bartender. I'm sure you have gotten some requests that you kind of have to eat shit after a little bit and be like, oh my God, I wish I can just beat the shit out of this guy. But because you want to keep your job, you don't want to, talk any shit that would get you in long-term trouble, right? So today I'm going to talk about a situation situations where customers are now thinking that they can request stuff and we have to do it. And I'm here to tell y'all, you don't have it any further from the truth. I can't express how far from the truth that is when it comes to tuning, because we deal with digital files. So let's talk about it. Say hi to the people here and get after it. As always, I'd like to say hi to my people, my sponsors. Yes, people that actually pay a monthly nut one way or another to actually be highlighted on the show. And that is Two Auto Solutions, Rami Zaidan in Puerto Rico. Oh My God Cookies, the EPA and Melissa. Ben Calamer, and The Parts Farm. Thank you very much for paying the bills and making sure that we have motivation and money in my pocket to keep it all going. So we'll talk to the people here and go from there. What is going on with this thing? It does not want to work. Here we go. We got Andy Ali, Jet Ski Performance Jeff, Mr. Sikorsky, TJ Sikorsky, Douche Did It, JD Swag, Jeremiah, SK again, Ulysses, Miguel, Harley, Ian Oz, KRM, Agent Orange, D-Rock Fox. Someone said, just saw on Facebook that Twisted 500 is up for sale, $125 for the quickest 2020 GT500 on the planet. Guys, his next step is a cage and dump shit. And he's probably like, nah, fuck all that. You know what you should do, Twisted 500? Put a stick in it. Put a stick in that car. I guarantee it'll sell faster than with the Turbo 400. Ask me how I know. FLKA in the house, Agent Orange, SK Jeff again, D-Rock Fox, Ray, Matt 211 GT, Nestor, what's up, Nestor? Been a while. I haven't seen you in the chat for a little bit. Token Q, G, Alejandro Cazares, EPA, Randy, One Quick Truck. I usually say One Quick Trick because that's funnier to me. Black Cat, Harley Fordor, Matt 211 GT, JD, S550, HTFU grad, all the way down to the bottom. David Parks, It's Just a Dick, Sack Japaro, Wyatt. So I wanted to talk about that and some shit that's going on with the EPA that I think is very important for you guys to be aware of. So the state of West Virginia took the EPA basically all the way to the Supreme Court to challenge Obama's 2015 ruling on enforcing the Clean Air Act. They gave the EPA insane rights back in 2015. And right here I highlighted it where it says that in 2015, Congress constitutionally authorized the Environmental Protection Agency to issue significant rules, including those capable of reshaping the nation's electricity grids and unilaterally decarbonizing virtually any sector of the economy. Any sector of the economy without any limits on what the agency can require, so as long as it considers cost, non-air impacts, and energy requirements. Gross overreach. Ridiculous. If you know English and reading comprehension, that is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever read, where they basically said you can unilaterally, whatever the fuck y'all want to do, y'all can do it. So as long as it's to save Gaia, the Earth, the fuck? Talk to me about how Republicans are in on this bullshit. That was an Obama ruling, bitches. So West Virginia, shout out to you. This month, the Supreme Court will release a ruling on that. Good chip. Okay, so illegal requests made by customers. If you remove federally mandated emissions components from your vehicle, and you don't know what federally mandated emission components are, like the definition, let's go through it, right? Fuck it. Cats. That's right. If you delete your cats, no tuner can legally shut off the codes due to the removal of said equipment. EVAP. I don't give a fuck if your car is not registered. If it came with a VIN number and it was made after 1970 something, guess what? No tuner can legally shut off EVAP, cat codes, delete O2s, nothing. So now that you know that, because we would like to stay in business, you can't get sideways and go, well, I'm the customer. What am I supposed to do about these codes? So, do you want tuning to go away totally? Do you want tuning to absolutely go away? Keep asking tuners to do illegal shit. The diesel world is not the same. Yes, you can get tuning. Yes, you can still get underground bullshit. Yes, it's going to cost you double, triple the money. But a lot of people out there think this is a restaurant that brought you an overcooked or undercooked steak that you can bring back and say, can you please send this back and cook it a little more? Or, hey, it's overcooked. Get me the steak as I ordered it. And if you say it in a nice manner, even in the food service industry, the waiter or the person taking care of you will do it with a smile on their face. I'm sorry, sir. We will get you taken care of. But if you say something like the following: I paid money. Get this shit done right. Get this steak back to the kitchen where some Mexican is cooking it and get me the proper temperature. That Parmesan you think is on the top, the Parmesan crust, it's gonna be full of Mexican cum. Oh, this motherfucker, this motherfucker say he don't want it to put the fucking temperature fine. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna cum on your steak. And you're going to get cum steak because of your attitude. So if I simply say something that's factually correct, hey, legally we can't do anything about it because it's federally mandated equipment that we cannot manipulate in any way, shape, or form, you're stuck with those codes. Well, what about my remote start? Guess what, asshole? If you've done anything to cause a check engine light to the car, that shit ain't going to work. That shit ain't going to work. Most cars don't start when the check engine light and the remote start. You are stuck. I'm sorry. I want to stay in business. And staying in business means we can and can't do certain things. Unless something happens politically that changes the climate, we have to adhere to the laws of the land. So please, if you're out there popping off, going to Mustang 6G. Keep going to Mustang 6G to find out shit. If your tuner tells you something and you go to Mustang 6G to verify it, you're going to verify something the tuner told you straight from his mouth on a forum where they have flame kits? Boy. If you want to keep tuning alive, understand this. mods that you do that you know are a deleting emissions equipment, you cannot lean on your tuner to shut it off without implicating him in a crime. That's simply how it works. This is 2022. It's time to get your head fully out of your ass and realize what's happening. You can't go out there deleting shit and expecting your tuner to fix you up. Oh, I'm going to need a tune for headers. Yeah, no, you're already tuned for headers. I don't understand. I remove the cats and they type it out. Guys, they type it out. Guys, they type it out. Imagine like rappers start telling them, you know, remember the song Who I Smoke? Right? Who I Smoke. Remember the song? They named who they smoked by Young and Ace, I think. Bro, they're crazy. Let me see. Oh my lord. He basically, and then they put the names on the fucking, then they put the names on. What do you do? So guys are out there saying, oh, Alex, I deleted my cats. I removed evap. I basically made a bumper exit exhaust and it goes straight up and blue smoke comes out of everywhere. Delete my codes. I want the remote to start. I'm like, what? Stop it. You guys need to stop it. Okay? It is now time to realize when you delete shit, the tuner can't do anything about it. Plain and simple. Okay? You want to keep us in business? You want to keep us tuning cars? Having the fastest cars in the industry, the best tunes, the best driving cars? Great. Every light is going to be on. And the Subaru crowd and the Volkswagen crowd got absolutely a good taste of it when Cobb took access away from the O2 section. From the O2 section. Gone. Now, there were memes and making fun and flex and this and this and that. And I was like, shh. I understand the EPA already knows. But it doesn't make it any better when you guys start popping off. Because what happens, you know what the feds have to do to bust rappers? You know what the feds got to do to bust rappers? Buy their album or stream their music. Buy their albums or stream their music. Who I Smoke, boom. Delete. I deleted my cats. I took off this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm da-da-da. And then Alex turned it off. Got no check engine. My tuner is the best. Da-da-da-da-da. Good job. Way to implicate every motherfucker in your shit. So then when you go to court, they're going to go, on April 18th, you put up a post. Is your username
Your
4-door
username
horse?
on TikTok was 4 doors more horse.
Yes.
Did you put up a post saying that your free-flowing exhaust, evap deleted, hood exit exhaust, got no check engine lights in your shit, in your Lund tune? Yes. No further questions. And then I'm going to sit there hoping... I'm going to sit there hoping that I got homegirl. Where is she? I'm going to hope...
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Please say
Objection,
something.
Your Honor, hearsay.
Please save me from
Objection,
this.
Your Honor, hearsay.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're implicated because the post said that. He showed a picture of his dash. He showed a tune that he got from you. Bada bing, bada boom. Se acabó el party because you self-snitch on your shit. So... you can't get mad at the company that's simply trying to stay in business. It's no different than yelling at the waiter saying, your service sucks, your steak sucks, give me a better steak, and him not blowing a load on your ribeye. Plain and simple. All right, so I love my first 10 minutes of the show because it's all off the dome. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a good time. We got SK Jeff says, my 350 dashboard looks like a Christmas tree. But no, that's bullshit. My tuner is better than Lund because my lights are all off and I got stacks on my shit. Oh, yeah? What is your tuner? Who is your tuner? Then he gets a reply from some sus. Who's your tuner? Oh, blah, blah, blah tuning. Oh, great. Good job, dumbass. Why believe a forum people troll too much? 2022, people still don't realize that they don't need their tuner to shut off their cat inefficiency codes. If you know, you know. Mustache 6G said, if I pour my spark plug, it'll get more spark. They need to go after governments that allow dumping in the rivers overseas. The Ganges River is holy, but absolutely disgusting. Alex playing the NLE Choppa got me hooked. Beatbox from NLE Choppa. I'm telling you. The thing is, I can't play much of it because it gets instantly copyrighted, guys. Like, it's not even...
She telling me she legally blind. Gave her a towel and told her she fine. She kept sucking till she started crying.
I gotta love it. Oh, man, that's good shit. Man, I want to listen to that song again. Appreciate you dialing in my TVS today. Badass combo you recommend. Can't wait to get the E85 taken care of. This gentleman did a great thing, Jacob De Leon. I think he got LU47s, a Roush TVS kit. We limited the RPM, and he's like, this thing flies. But he was going to waste his time on nitrous. He was going to waste his time on cams and this and that and all that bullshit. And he was smart enough, got a TVS, and he's a happy cat. I have the car Paxton tune that comes with the kit. Will Lund tune make it drive better? Yeah, I mean, we have certain things depending on who's tuning it right now, KRM. Like, who's tuning it right now? Like, Paxton sends tunes out? Mr. Flores, did you say all Camaro owners are gay? You are under oath. Yes. I didn't know you were here till I heard you laugh. People act like it's no big deal and they'll give their tuners info and phone number and address and all if they have it and not realize who is actually asking. Hey guys, I'm looking for a plug to make sure my CELs don't come on when I delete my cats. Anyone got the hookup? And then you see people underneath going, at this tuner, at that tuner, not Lund. They suck. They won't shut off codes. They're not going to take a hit for the boy. So we're going to just ride out with anyone else but Lund because Lund is trying to stay in business. So hit up my boy, blah, 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 at 581 281 865. Wait, what's Mike Jones' number? what's Mike Jones' number? I'm gonna say 281-330-8004. I love that Mike Jones gave out his fucking phone number on that song. It's good shit. Any people would be deleting the EVAT system to save £5. £5. Y'all motherfuckers are out there going, yo, let me delete EVAP. I gotta gap my boy. Your EVAP is not causing. You're not gonna gain a car length out of just an EVAP. D-Rock Fox, Alex 11 GT500. Would you use a 400 or 4L60 400 all day if it's just for drag racing? But if you're gonna do, if you want street driving stuff, what's the trans that was in like Jake's trans? Like Danielle is his wife. She has a Coyote Swap 96 Cobra, and she has a trans in it, and it's a 4 something, an old Ford trans with a overdrive on a button. I forget what it was. Whole lot of Lalines in this forum. Absolutely. Too many Chivas up in this shit. You know, so when you go to those forums and those guys are shouting out tuners, or I love how people go PM me or hey, tap in for the inspection plug. I'm like, boy, you think they don't know? Look at what happened to Young Thug. They went back years to get him on a murder rap or RICO stuff. Bro, you guys think that you can just say stuff on forums and it just magically disappears as if it's not saved forever somewhere? Upgraded my intercooler pump with the new GT500 high flow pump. Went from 25 degree over ambient to 10 in 90 degree weather. Worth every penny. Mike Jones hit up on the low because Mike Jones about to blow. Alex, can Lund do a crank position sensor delete? People are always... This is the other very common thing that's happening with modern tuning, especially with the HP tuner stuff. HB Tuners has to fix the crank relearn. Hey, HB Tuners, I don't know if you listen to the show. I'm sure you don't, just like Ford doesn't, but y'all have this shit on every day, the day after. You gotta fix the crank relearn on scanner. If we are living in an emissions compliant situation, I can't tell a customer, hey, buy an RTD, because that's what we tune with, or an old N-Gauge. Bet, and they're loyal, and they get it. And then all of a sudden, tell them that they're shit out of luck because they can't do a crank relearn. Y'all gotta fix that. You gotta fix that. That should be number one priority. I know you got Sea-Doos you have to index and Polarises. I get that. But we need the crank relearn feature fixed. Why is it in scanner and it doesn't work? So guys, if there's an update in the next month and the crank relearn magically works, thank your boy. Because this show is not influential at all. Jose Gonzalez with the $20. Thank you very much. 4R70. Thank you. The 4R70, I think, is what he's talking about. Agent Orange, no. I have time. I have no time. You guys, what do you guys think I do after work? You guys think I just like lollygag around and scratch my balls and watch TV? Bro, you have no idea how busy my life is. FLKA for life. I love it. Got cuss. Absolutely. To help keep you from selling. See, there's a guy that mentioned on the chat that you guys should stop doing that because like he's gonna come after you. So guys, there's certain things I don't talk about, and living in that neighborhood, talking that name would get you shot up. So seriously, you guys got a username next to your shit. Unless you're talking that shit, there's certain things you can say, certain things you can't say. So be careful. Yo, Alex, would a dedicated pump gas tune outperform a flex tune? Our pump 85 is not consistent. No, I think the flex tune will perform exactly the same as a pump gas tune if both fuels are pump gas. Go on, I'm listening. Right, exactly. 189 likes, 357 people. We suck again, guys. Look, I'm telling you guys, the sucking has commenced. 370-204. Like, that's ridiculous to me. That's ridiculous to me that people just don't know how to hit a simple like button, but whatever. What the fuck do I know? Camaros are bussy magnets. If you turn off codes legally, then the government made it illegal. Who manufactured the crime? You did. Because second shift racing, they go retroactive. They don't care. See, the reinterpretation of the law happened in 2015. Obama. And they'll go, well, we don't care when you sent it. It's always been illegal. So all it needs is legal mumbo jumbo. And this is kind of why I hate law. Because depending on how you argue it, you can get away with absolute murder. You can get away with absolute murder if you say something like, the Clean Air Act was instituted or put in place in the 70s. And that makes, basically, they can retroactively say any mods done to the car since it was introduced are illegal. There weren't even computers in cars in the 70s. So how would they know? And that's the gun argument. And I understand that's the gun argument. That is literally the gun argument, because the shall not be infringed stuff. Do you think our forefathers thought that we were going to have fucking bazookas and, Armalite rifles? And at this point, we should outlaw bikes, because did you see the assault bike that Biden was riding and fell on? The assault bicycle, the AB. I could not believe that Joe Biden was riding an AB right through a neighborhood. They just fell right off. I'm like, holy shit, you're riding an assault bike. Fucking clowns, bro. Alex, like that guy said, he would slap you if his daughter dated you. What a dummy. Yeah, did you see that in the comments? Some guy's like, if you ever came to my house and if your daughter brought you home, if my daughter brought you home from a date or whatever, I'd slap you. I'm like, that means I've already double fisted her fucking twat, dude. Slapping me don't matter. It doesn't take away from the fact that I stretch your shit out. Fucking clown. I love people that talk this shit that if we were face to face, they wouldn't do shit. Camaros are caught off t-shirt backwards, Volcom wearing cap. I smoke cigarettes in my car magnets. Well, I guess we better quit to keep you out of trouble with your past. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. They will still crucify you regardless. My car has no oil, locked up. My buddy said you can send me the retune to unlock it. Can you unlock my motor? Should ban all 10 speeds. Right. Riding with Biden. Down goes Biden. Assault bike. Assault bike. Fucking Biden. Could you imagine coming to a dead stop and you forget which foot is free and you just fall like a fucking... Dude. Byron can't hang. People had cannons and multi-barrel guns in the 1700s. Yeah, but... Here we go. Guys, I'm pro-gun. I'm good with guns. I'm just saying, in the 70s, imagine you lived in the 70s and you said some guy is able to make a ghost cam tune chop. You know, you can make it sound like a cam 3/4 or 3/4. You can make it sound like a 3/4 cam just with a computer upgrade. A computer? I mean, the fucking thing that supposedly landed on the moon, there is more technology in this mouse than the capsule that went to the moon. Biden didn't have the seat on his bike. He was getting bussied up on that bike ride. What could cause my S197 rear end to feel like it's shifting from side to side under acceleration? Tire spin. And tire spin, bro. Tire spin. That's what it'll do it. I ordered a silver clutch tamer today, but about to have a grade 60-foot or a burnt-up clutch, depending on how you adjust it. I can't vote. I'm illegal, says Alejandro V. If something happens to HP tuners, will the RTD flasher go with it? What do you mean? Like if they go out of business? Well, yeah. I mean, you guys know that you have to be connected to the internet to flash a tune so it could check some properly. So if HP tuners goes away, RTD becomes a paperweight at that point, unless somebody can find a way of putting a file in the RTD. Not disagreeing with you, Alex. Gotcha. Biden needs a crank relearn. 3/4 cam RV cam for the win. Might be able to look for a Coyote soon, like the 1314 look. Do you still think the boss is King Daddy for Gen 1? Absolutely. Gen 1 Roadrunner engine is probably the best Coyote from the factory ever. I mean, it's really difficult to argue. I'm saying Coyote. Now, the Predator, not Tom Hanks, I'm saying the engine, that is the best Coyote variant, because you can make 1200 on that guy pretty easily, and it just kind of survives. Whereas the Boss 302, you can make 1,000, and maybe 1100 with studs and a couple of other things. But bone stock, I'm saying untouched, unmodified for Gen 1 Coyote. Actually, most Coyote, not excluding the Predator, the Roadrunner is the daddy of all of them. The Roadrunner is the best Ford motor, in my opinion, including GT500 motors, all the way up to the Predator. That's what I think. Johnny Boy, Biden couldn't ride a trikey. Biden blew the head gasket. And Biden rides a bike with no seat. Wow. Fell almost as fast as the economy. He needs that bike Mr. Garrison made on South Park. Is that the one that you have to suck on the handle and then ride the seat? That was hilarious. Where is that? It's a bike. South Park bike. Dildo. Let me see. Yeah, videos. That was a great scene. Dildo bikes. Yes. Here we go. How do you ride it? There we go. It's easily operated using 4 flexi grip handles. Let me see. There you go. Oh, come on, man. Show it. Stupid. Videos. Dildo bike. Let me see. Dildo bike. South Park. But these are, what do you call them? GIFs? GIFs? Oh, come on, man. Whatever. Fuck it. I quit. I don't care. It was funny for a second. Now it's not funny anymore. I don't care. Maybe you could throw Biden a tune. Who cares? Do all coyotes have the same firing order? Yeah. Yeah, all coyotes have the same firing order. The only one... No, I'm sorry. F-150s don't. So when I say coyote variant, that includes GT350. So the GT350 has a different firing order. The F-150 has a different firing order. But all Mustang, every Mustang coyote variant has the same firing order. I was born in the late 60s, and I can't remember a more universally hated president than Biden. What, are you kidding me, Jason? What about Carter? Carter was universally hated. Carter did the exact same thing we saw now. Remember when Carter put up solar panels on the White House and took away subsidies for any energy producing company? Remember all that? He did the exact same thing. Biden followed Carter's lead, and the exact same thing happened. Remember gas shortages? Remember the Iran situation where they took hostages and we looked so fucking weak and a bunch of people died? Bro, it's the exact same thing. The law is attacking removing any emissions not specifically tuned. In the 70s, they had EGR, air pump, etc. Correct. But now, because of, thank you, Volkswagen, cocksuckers, because of Volkswagen manipulating the testing with their diesel cars, where when the OBD2 was plugged into, it would literally change the tune to a cleaner burning version, and then when unplugged, a dirtier version. And the funny thing is, the dirtier version got better miles per gallon. See, a lot of people think that if you clog up diesels and you clog up gas engines, that it's better for the environment. But I can make the case to you that if tuned properly, without any emissions equipment, you get more miles per gallon, the engine runs less dirty, less carbon is emitted, less CO2 is emitted. If tuned properly and allowed freedom, basically free-flowing exhaust, tuned properly with the right fuel. Like, what? Have you ever seen the back of a white car? All dirty and nasty. You know, like, let's say an Altima, right? Because all these chicks own Altimas. And they all put 87 octane in the bitch. And they go, what? Because Altima drivers get in the car and immediately floor it. And then they just steer around their problems. The back bumper is super fucking jacked and clogged up because of the cap protection, the soot, literally seeing carbon coming out of the exhaust, clogging it up, all this dumb shit. That's why I hate guys that roll coal. Those guys make all diesel guys look like shit. But that's like the thing. When that guy, Wesley or whatever the fuck his name is, put a diesel in the Mustang and rolled coal, I said, what a fucking asshole. And you guys were like, that's so fucking cool. That's when I said, bro, this industry's fucked. This industry is so fucked. If they think that's cool, knowing the environment that we're in now with the EPA, they think that's legit and cool, I'm the wrong fucking guy. I'm the wrong guy to, I don't want you. I don't want the people that follow people like that. Because y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get what the fuck's happening out there. Omar X, no legit offers. Just a bunch of dumb comments. You should see the comments on my GT500 for sale video. The people that have no money and no interest love to chime in on that shit. They love it. Yep, nuclear is the way we should go. Boogie Nights, Competition Orange, full fucking race cams. Biden passed Carter in disapproval rating. Dude living ling enough, I think he meant long enough, to not be the worst president. Has constant 14.0 AFR reading, bad O2 sensor. Constant 14.0? Like stuck? No, usually stuck O2 sensor is stuck like in the high 20s or something like that when it's bad. Like, use high flow cats and maybe lighter weight parts and relocation for evaporative stuff. Why can't he go swimming and we cross our fingers? It wasn't just Volkswagen. These were a few other companies that did the same thing. Volkswagen was just made public. Steer around their problem. They do steer around their problems. Did you mention over a year ago that a free-flowing Coyote 85 passed emissions? Yep. Guys, I know 3 or 4 free-flowing exhaust Coyotes that passed inspection and emissions in tight emission states. Not the tailpipe sniffer, meaning all the readiness tests, all that stuff. If you're rolling coal, you better be making 2,000 plus to the wheel. Man, You're assuming most Altimas have bumpers. You know what? You're right. Tiller the Exploder, man. You are right that I am assuming too much to think an Altima. Have you ever seen Altimas? Have you ever seen a pristine Altima that didn't have like a jacked up hubcap, bumper, light? Everything's super jacked up. I have a Paxton, bought a 3.3 pulley from Grip Tech. They sent me a 3.3. They said it will cause no harm, but I see overspun blower. What do you want me to do? Talk to Paxton. No, not on a Paxton, on a Vortec V3 self-contained unit. Yes, but a Paxton where you tap into the oil system, I think that one's fine. I think. I don't know. Ask them. They're the guys that know. Alex has a Ling bitch, yo. How do female Altima drivers steer around the problem when the rims are all rushed up? Does he mean rashed? And his people are about to ban bicycles, I heard. My Cam Shelby on 85 passed no problem. Yes, I've started to hear that. Shelby's, especially the 2020 Shelby, passes readiness with a bone stock tune and cat delete. Listen to me, Linda. 2020 and up Shelby's are passing emissions testing with a stock tune and free flowing exhaust. How is that, Ford? Did you guys widen out some parameter? Aren't you in violation of the Clean Air Act? These questions, this question right here, Ajab, doesn't make sense. I'm just going to let you know, I looked at it and I thought I was going to make fun of it, and then maybe it's a teaching moment. This doesn't make any fucking sense. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? When? When does it happen? At what point? And did you know that AFR moves as you give it pedal? Up and down? And even at idle? It'll fluctuate a couple of points? Some of these questions are silly. So when you guys see me skip these questions, it's not because I didn't see it. It's because it's probably so fucking stupid that I just ignore it. It's always a smashed door, quarter panel, and otherwise a new car. Agent Orange says, I love you, Alex. Rolling Cola is about as cool as yellow Camaros with Transformer badges. Admiral Peck says, I've never dealt with deleting an evap system, and I don't even have a ton of experience with them. Why do you get rid of them other than the weight? Most have dealt with carbs outside personal cars, basically cleaning everything up. The evap system goes all the way back to the tank, Admiral Peck. So some people just want to clean up the underneath the wheel well, or the spare tire well under the car. They clean all that up. They clean up the engine bay. They delete everything, and then they have 446 evap codes all over the place, and then they tell their tuner shut it off, and I go no. They go, what do you mean no? I'm like, no. Well, my remote start doesn't work. I'm like, cool. I can't shut off evap codes. That is an emissions item. I can't shut off O2 codes. That's an emissions item. Plain and simple. Why are people still talking about AFR? I don't know, man. I don't know. Because, okay, Matt, you and I both know the moment people mention AFR, they're probably new to the car game. Nobody mentions AFR. Oh, hey, like there was a guy that I was tuning. He had a 2010 GT500. And he had an aftermarket wideband in the car. On one bank. And he's like, well, I put that up there so I can monitor AFR. And I'm like, so let me ask you a question. You go wide open throttle. The AFR starts to spike. Do you think you can catch it in time? Do you think you can let off the gas and catch it in time? What if it spiked so much that by the time you saw it on the gauge, damage is done? But what if in the tune, when the car goes lean, we pull timing? And you can actually feel the car nose over. Do you guys remember when Stang Mode supposedly had 200 plus IATs on his 2020 GT500? Why didn't the car nose over? My GT500, once it goes over 150 IAT, it noses over and the exhaust tone changes to a deeper exhaust tone because of less timing. That's when you let off the gas. Because a responsible tuner sets up little fail safes here and there to make sure that if you lose the intercooler pump or a fuel pump or anything, the moment it goes lean, it should nose over telling you something's wrong. It's always been about money and control. The EPA has never actually cared about anything. I fucking agree with you 100%. It's too late. Kaboom. Right. They're passing with the 85 because they aren't testing for the same emissions output as gasoline. The old trick was to mix alcohol to pass emissions. No, Mr. Rock. God damn it. No one puts tailpipe sniffers in cars anymore, bro. It's all OBD2 readiness. So the car does a check and it goes this, that. So why do people, fuck it. Why do people put an anti-fouler in one of the O2s? Because it's a cat differential. The car is looking for a certain reading on the front O2 and it measures it against the rear O2. And it goes, it has to be different. Because if it's different, that means there's a catalytic converter in the middle. Right? But what happens when you take that off? Now this sensor reads the exact same thing as this sensor and it goes cat inefficiency codes. So when you do a readiness check, you plug in, the car does little tests. Boop, 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 boop. Everything's chilling. EVAP is good. O2s are good. Things are good. So how can a bone stock 2020 GT500 without cat pass a readiness test? Tell me about that. I'm looking into getting into a quick AB economy car for $3,500. Any recommendations? Looking for a ZX3 Ford Focus? Stay away from Ford second shift racing. If you want a good economy car, it comes from Japan. It does not come from America. Stop the brand loyalty. Be really smart. Get a Honda Accord. Get some Jap box. Anything. Shitty, cheap Corolla, Accord, Civic. Must be peanut butter and jelly shifter guy. Say it back in all caps. Alex, why do some Mustangs have 200 on the dash? People need to pay attention to the road, not the gauges. I bet he's reading it off his radio or radar. I bet he's reading it off his radar because that's what mine is at Idol. IDOL. Wow, you guys are all graduates of 6th grade. God damn it. Alex, then you'll say the car was hauling before it blew up. ECU, I need a different than have. Okay. How hot is too hot to go out roll racing in your opinion? What the fuck is happening, guys? How hot is too hot to go roll racing? Is that what we got going on here? We got somebody asking, how hot is it too hot to go roll racing? How hot is it too hot to go drag racing? Oh, dude. He said how hot is it? Toyota Corolla, fuel economy is all that matters. What's the highest mileage on the Mustang Lund 2? Over 100,000 miles, easy. Alex is gonna lose it soon. He's my idol, IDLE. Oh my God, is it too hot to race today? Hey, actually, guys, how you guys doing? Checking in from Florida. It's 88 degrees. Don't roll race today. You're good to go drag racing. Roll racing? Save your motor when it cools down. Shit. Bro, he actually said that. This became the peasant chat. Bro, why he said 150? Alex, face turning red. He looks like the bad guy from Doom. He's gonna pop. How hot should it be for thought of mind? Where should my idol be set at? Oh, Lord, do I have the stragglers and scragglers from Xander in staying mode? Because I guarantee... Hey, are my glasses here, babe, or are they in the car? I think I need my glasses to make fun of staying mode. Damn, I need those glasses, son. Because that guy never shows his eyes. Damn, I need those glasses. Man, that'd be great if we could find those glasses. Oh, thanks, babe. Okay, a question from one of my followers. This is Stag Mode. How hot is it? Too hot to go roll racing? Well, when I was messing with my cars before, I don't mess with Mustangs anymore, but we were messing with cars before, and I remember that the car really felt really good when it was like 75 degrees outside. So this time, I think you guys should really keep the car, in the garage until it goes 85 degrees or something like that. We should stay inside because there's no reason to drag the car out when it's over 85 degrees outside, because you're gonna suffer from some performance issues. So you want to make sure that the performance is the best possible outcome when you go out racing. And the racing has to be done in the best IAT situation. And there's nothing better than the best IAT situation than the P51 intake. P51 is the best intake ever made. And by the way, I'm doing a giveaway. I just have to sell 787 shirts to give away the car. Because at 787 shirts at $20 a shirt is $35,675. So that I can actually pay for the car I'm giving away. Thank you. How hot is too hot to go roll racing? Alex, my IATs are so hot.
Where do you go from here, Mike?
I don't know, man. I might get fade into Bolivian, you know what I mean? I don't have nowhere to go and nothing to do, you know what I mean? I just go fly my pigeons on the roof in New York.
Bro, unbelievable. Mustang, my perfect idol. For the Stang Chode bit, thank you very much. Is Mike Tyson Stang Mode's dad? Have you ever noticed he has a slight lisp? Very slight. And I just decided to accentuate it all the time. Unrealistic. You didn't say put ice in the air box. Let's ask Dude in Blue. I'd have to get a dildo up my ass to emulate him. Can I? Who else is going to make you laugh on a Monday? Not many people are going to make you laugh on a Monday. I'm here for your service. Unless you ask me to shut off O2 codes. Went from Stang Mode to Mike Tyson to Waterboy. I've listened to like a couple of his shows or whatever. And I'm like, boy, he has a weird way of talking. I don't even know how to like make fun of that. Let me just make an insane lisp. Oh, bro, good stuff. My AITs are hot at idle. My AITs. What was it? Air intake temps was AIT. Oh, Lord. Oh, you gotta love it. As long as you have Swiss, you're good to roll race. Laugh myself walking her girlfriend to act like that dude in blue. Right. So no, look. Maybe other YouTubers are gonna answer that question seriously, but look, we're men on this chat. We don't care about AFR. We read in Lambda. If you reference what your car is running on the center AFR display on Coyotes, this chat is probably not for you. You have to go and do some research and know that that's just a dummy gauge in the center. Because let's say one side pops and you now have a faulty O2 in bank 2, which is, by the way, driver's side. That gauge will still work properly. So to me, it's just a bullshit gauge. So the moment someone says, what should my AFRs be at? Like, that's the only thing to take care of. Did you guys know that the car can correct up to 30% and your AFRs won't be affected? That's right. If you look at a data log and it's 1.3 short-term fuel trims, meaning it is adding 30%, meaning there's a leak. Guess what your AFR is going to say? 1.0 Lambda or 14.0, whatever the stoic is set to. So that's not a good way of knowing if your car is running lean. Same thing when short-term fuel trims start to run out at wide open throttle. They start to climb. What is your AFR doing? Nothing. It's chilling at 0.79. So if you're one of these data loggers, you go to the track and the first thing you graph is AFR? You are fucked. You have to know which way the car is trimming. Which way is it trimming? Is it trimming in fuel? Is it trimming out fuel? Well, can I look at AFRs? No. Coyotes can trim up to 30% and AFRs won't swing that much. So AFRs are not a good indicator of how the car is performing. Short-term fuel trims are. Plain and simple. Kylon 302 gave me some. Thank you. Appreciate you for the $10. What's lamb? Duh. Dropout, don't apologize. You brighten a lot of days. Yeah, don't apologize, Dropout. Look, Dropout, you're good. There is no such thing as a dumb question, but there's a lot of teaching moments. And here, look, just like your friends roast the shit out of you, but they're your friends, this is how we do it here. But then the next time you're going to go, why was it such a stupid question? And then by listening some more to this chat, eventually you're going to go, oh my God, like 1 year from now, you're going to go, God damn it, I can't believe I asked that. But that doesn't mean it's a dumb question. It's a good teaching moment for others. I will never start a YouTube channel for fear that Alex will roast me publicly. Goddamn, AFR. Oh, this is good. This is good. By the way, tomorrow we give away cookies, guys. Tomorrow we give away cookies with Oh My God Cookies, Melissa, and AFR. Vince Emerald, the AFR is just a gid. True reading a plug is the real tell-tale. Read your plugs to go what? Shut it off, then cut them, inspect from core to first thread. I mean, that's hardcore, but he's right. You can generally tell by looking at a plug if it's rich, if it's lean, if the spark is too aggressive, if it's not aggressive enough. Put up BChan 956 AFR, could. Watch out, my AITs are coming in a little too hot. Can I just make my car add 25% more fuel by unplugging the brake booster? No! It was an interesting thing that someone did not too long ago. There was a gentleman that was having fuel delivery issues, right? He didn't have a good fuel pump. And he said, so he basically wanted to throttle back the car or not have it see as much boost as possible. And he wrapped his air intake in a towel. Now, stupid, right? Yes. But the desired outcome was achieved. He choked the car so much, it didn't affect fuel trims because the MAF housing's the same size. It's dialed in for that MAF housing. It just saw less airflow across the MAF. So the car never saw full boost. By throwing a towel over the air filter, it throttled back how much air it can suck in. No different than, let's say I want to go to the track. I don't want to change my pulley, but I don't want it to make more than 600 horsepower. I will limit the intake. Imagine if I put a snorkel in front of the Vortec and severely limited the intake size. It'll limit how much boost it can make because it'll limit how much air can be sucked in by the blower. If you understand how engines work, if you understand how tuning works, and if you understand how airflow works, you can get around those issues and diagnose some stuff or achieve a desired outcome without touching a tune. Let's say, for instance, I got a death pulley on the car. 3.3 and a 20%. How can I keep it so that it makes no boost? I'll go ahead and disconnect the bypass, plug it so there's no vacuum leak, and let the valve stay open the whole time so not all the boost can get into the car. Oh man, I can't find any E85. Let me change the tune, but I can't change the pulley. So open up, disconnect the bypass, plug it. That bitch will stay open and it won't see more than 4 or 5 pounds of boost ever, regardless of the pulley side, because it'll just blow it out into the engine bay. But people sometimes don't even think that way. They go, oh, I got a death pulley on it and I'm going to pump gas. I'm going to blow it up. Relax. There are ways of making the car not see boost. Just got to make sure when reading plugs, do not regular drive it a lot. Yes, exactly. Let's say if you're going down the track, and by the end, boom, shut the car off. Coast. Read plugs. Tow it back to the pits. Read plugs. That's usually the way to do it. I still see people arguing dyno tuning as the end-all, be-all method. You know what? That's crazy to me. To me, the dyno, and did you see Steve Morris was such a smart cat. He dynoed Cletus's car. Done. And then they're like, well, you want to go more? He goes, no, we'll do the rest at the track. Right. And I went, thank you, Steve Morris. He said, it made 2,000 just for the video's sake, but we're not going to push this on a dyno. And he did the right thing by explaining to Mr. McFartland that the more you ratchet down and make the tire push against the roller, the more power it takes away from the final dyno pull, because it makes everything work harder. It was so good to see him explain that to Homeboy. The Parts Farm says, is this live? My friends laugh at the AOD shuffle and they call it Ricer way of driving. The AOD shuffle is not a Ricer way of driving. The AOD, you put it in 1, right? You click it to drive, it'll go in a second, and then to lock it in a second, you gotta go back down to 1 or whatever it is. So you gotta go 1, and then when you go back to drive, it's 3rd. That's just how it is. Yo, Alex, hear me out. What if you freeze a towel, wrap the intake? Would it make more power because it's frozen air being sucked in? Do you guys remember people putting ice on a top mount blower that has the rotors on top of the intercooler? Those guys were my favorite. Guys were putting ice bags on top of, like, say, a VMP TVS where the rotors are on top of the intercooler. Now, if you have the intercooler on top of the rotors, yeah, you can get away with that. But generally, the rotors on top of the intercooler, you can't do that. Why is that? The rotors create heat. It expands and rubs on the case. The clearances are so tight on those things that when you falsely cool them, because when you have an ice tank, what do you think the ice tank is cooling? It's cooling the intercooler water, not the rotors. Stop it. Did you see the LS George guy almost killed himself by not putting the lock pin on his brake pedal? Oh my God. Don't get me started on that guy. That guy probably a nice guy. That guy's probably a really nice guy. I don't like his face. I don't like his hair. I don't like anything. He's probably the nicest guy on the planet. He seems like, you know. You ever see something? I'm sure people feel this way about me when they hear me talk. I don't like that dude's face. I don't get that guy. I don't want to meet him. Hey, I had an AOD and my Fox body would rev all the way out more than it was set to shift at, and it would blow 3rd. I'm looking at you, T5. People used to run the AC to their intake for colder air, the ice pack in the air box. Putting ice in your fuel tank lowers fuel temps, and Matt adds sugar to make it sweet. So you know what's funny? The Lunds, the Grey Goose. You want to hear something funny about the Grey Goose? The Grey Goose has an ice tank that doubles as a fuel tank. So it's chambered, right? So there are 2 totally different chambers. Fuel side, and this side has the ice. So the fuel gets chilled by being in close proximity to the ice. And we have a sensor that tells us fuel temperature. And it is always cold. It's crazy how that works. Now, Alex, you have a lovable, smooth face. My girlfriend says I'm classically handsome. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what that classically handsome means. Like, does that mean, like, who is classically handsome? Like Brad Pitt, right? But I'm no Brad Pitt. He's got that chomo look. I don't trust him. Yeah, right? He's got that look like he's almost one of these guys that you could tell. Look, he's probably a nice guy. No, forget him. Clint Eastwood, get out of here. It's like, I'd fuck him. But the guy, the whatever, George or whatever his name is, he looks like a guy who lied on his application and is just skating by the whole situation. Genius, fuel chiller, come on, good shit. Don't spring a leak on that bad boy. No, it's badass, Matt. It is wait, if you saw it, Matt, you'd want it for your shit. Did your red car have one-piece drive shaft, or is that is that a good route to go when I install my converter, or are they better than the old ones on these newer cars? No, I had a stock drive shaft. Stock axles. At one point, when it was like that, yes, it had DSS or G-force axles, and a one-piece drive shaft. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go ahead and I got to do some work with Jake. There's a car down there that needs some loving, so I'm going to go down there and do some data logging to make sure that codes and everything are proper, bring the laptop down and do the tuner stuff with my buddy Jake and hang out with him. Little lady's going to make some empanadas, eat on those motherfuckers in a bit, and then I'm going to, come back and do my thing. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're going to give away cookies. We're going to talk some shit. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, no YDBT dailies. It'll be the Talking Shit Show, the OG, for an hour and a half. Hopefully nobody asks how hot is too hot to roll race in my car. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for joining me for a little bit, and we'll talk tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Have a good one. See ya. Bye. Why you so...